darlings. It's Wednesday today, yes, 29th. Gosh, it took me a while to remember. I have been sat here busy beavering away, doing a lot of work, thinking yesterday about what we're talking, the cost of crisis, of cost of living, the crisis. It is a crisis. So, I put my head on this morning, business brain, and I went ahead and did some average calculations. Okay? Average house price, area that we live in, which is Calderdale, £197,000. That's the average house price in Calderdale, November 2024, up 6.4% from November 2023. The population of where we are is 211,000 people on average, right? We used the Halifax Bank mortgage calculator. It's important that you know which one I used to work out how much one person could borrow to purchase a first-time property in Calderdale in January of 2025. Okay, this is very important that you get your dates right. So it's January 2025. Average house, first-time buyer, one person purchasing said property. I've taken my daughter's profession, which will be a zoology graduation job salary when she starts. Monty sat behind me. So a zoology graduation job salary across the United Kingdom is £23,400 per year or £1,620 per month. When we were looking at houses, we said no minimum, but a maximum of £110,000 for a first house. No apartments, just a house. Found one on Rightmove for £90,000. It's one double bedroom, one bathroom. It's a terrace back to back with a yard at the front of the house and off-road parking at the front of the house. Right. That's all it's got. It's a complete fixer-upper. There's absolutely nothing on the walls. It's just bare plaster. It's a blank canvas, if you will. So, to buy a £90,000 house, you're looking for a deposit of the minimum deposit, and this is what we could get, the absolute bare minimum to purchase it, £4,500 down payment, right, to buy the house. That's literally, we took the bare minimum, right, 4,500, and we worked it out for a £90,000 house over 25 years with a £4,500 deposit down would give it a loan to value ratio of 88.9%, right? The Halifax said we could borrow £76,000 and £76,000, and £15 over 25 years, right? £76,015 over 25 years. That is £3,040.60 per year, and per month that would be a mortgage of £253 and 38 pence. Get my numbers wrong way around. £253 and 38 pence per month on the mortgage. Your legal fees on top are £1,430. That includes your search fees and your solicitors handling fees, etc. Usual things for a first time. Well, whenever you're purchasing a house, really. And also the valuation fee of £100, which is £1,530, which will probably be added onto your mortgage if you don't have the fees up front. So, as I say, your monthly mortgage on borrowing £76,015 is £3,040.60 per year and £253.38 per month. Now, this is the important one. This is your budget, right? Zoology. £23,400 per year. Per month, £1,620. Right, I'm going to give you the breakdown of everything that I've worked out, all the things that I think will be really important. Right, we'll start with food. £200 per month for food. That's £50 a week. Right, mortgage, £253.38 per month. Water, it's £322 per year, or £26.80 per month. Your gas per month at the moment, January 2025, it could go up, right? But this is what it is now. Your gas is £69.20 per month. Your electricity is £96 per month. Your council tax is £139 per month. Your life insurance is £9.71 per month. Your car, your running expenses of running that car, including your road tax, the fuel that's going to go in it, and general maintenance, and probably paying for the thing, is £218 per month. Home insurance is £12.50 per month. Your phone, this is BT landline, okay, is £22.86. I haven't included in anywhere in this for a mobile phone, okay? That's £22.86 for your phone. Your TV licence is £14.12. Your TV subscription package for one subscription, we'll say Netflix, £10. Clothing and entertainment, I'm being generous and giving you £33 per month. Your grand total outgoings is £1,399.77 per month. Her wage would be £1,620 per month, and she'll have tax to pay on that. So, I've taken it without tax just as a 1,620, right, versus the 1,399.77. That gives you left over per month £220.23, right? And whatever else that she needs to pay for will have to come out of that. So there is a little bit of a buffer left over, right? So that 220, let me just work that out for you. Pounds 23, right, we'll divide that by 4 weeks. £55.57 per week left over. That's not a lot, is it? Right? Any emergencies after all what I've listed, and those are priority debts, right? Okay, maybe the TV subscription isn't a priority debt. And let me think, what else could I take out of there? Clothing and entertainment, right? But she has to have a TV license if she wants to watch the BBC. So she could save £43, shall we say, out of that. So that would bump that up to 105 somewhere, £100 per week if she didn't have the TV subscription and clothing, or whatever. Yeah. It's not a lot, is it? It's not a lot if you're going to be faced with a problem. Say your car breaks down, right? And bearing in mind, I didn't include she's got no credit cards, right? She's got no line of credit whatsoever. And she's going into purchasing this house with no debt apart from student loan, which comes out of her wage and goes straight back to the government for the privilege of going to university. Yeah, right. But I don't know what this student repayment loan would be. So I'm guessing out of that extra that she's got left over, her student loan will be going out as well. So that suddenly brings that right down. So you're going from what I roughly worked out of £220.23 a month left over. Suddenly you get a mobile phone shoved in there and your student loan shoved in there. There's going to be literally nothing there. I cannot trim the fat any further, right? She would just about make it, and that is without buying a stick of furniture and decorating the house. So basically what I am trying to say is, yes, she could buy a house. Yes, she could pay the mortgage if she was prepared to live in the house with no carpets, no curtains, no wallpaper, no paint on the walls, and no bed, no chair, no table, and no fridge. How on earth do we expect our youngsters to make it in this world, right? Yeah, think about it. On paper, fabulous, works out, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, wow, she's going to have £220.23 left over every single month. But it's shit, because she's got a student loan to pay back. She's got a mobile phone, which at the moment, Mummy and Daddy are paying for. Yeah, we are. We're paying for everything just so she can get through university. My eldest has started work and I'm still paying her phone bill. I know. Madness. And that's on top of everything else that I'm doing. So you see where I'm coming from. The cost of living crisis is real. I've given you average figures, and that's assuming she bought a house for £90,000. She cannot afford to go any higher than £90,000 for a first-time property. Good grief! When my husband and I started out, our first-time property was £29,000, and that was a 2-bedroom, back-to-back, with a yard and off-road parking. And where I found the house for £90,000 was the street over from where we lived. Yeah. Gosh. And we took out our mortgage in 2001. In fact, we should have completed on the day of 9/11, but the entire banking system went down and we thought, oh no, what's going on? Has there been something terrible? And we didn't even know that the planes had hit the towers at this point. And we just thought, oh, well, that's the deposit for the house, everything gone. And we didn't have a clue what was going on. There was an information blackout. There was no news coming out at the time. And the banking system in the United Kingdom had just gone zip. And that was it. Nothing was happening. No one was talking to anybody. And we just spent an entire weekend wondering what on earth had happened to the deposit on the house. And we obviously couldn't complete on the house. And gradually, obviously, completing on a house is nowhere near as important as what happened on 9/11. Obviously, it puts things into perspective, doesn't it? That 9/11 was obviously way more important than the fairies buying their first castle. You understand where I'm coming from? My heart went out to those poor people. Oh, what a horrible way to die. And here I am worried about whether or not I'm going to complete in a house. We did, by the way. A week later, everything was where it should be, and yes, we did complete on the house. But it was, at the time, you don't know what's happening, do you? Exactly. So going back to 2001 September, buying a house for £29,000 was our first time purchase. A first time purchase now, 90,000. It's a wow. That's massive. 90,000 was what we were purchasing our second property for. Not our first, our second. In fact, our second property was 76,000. And our third property, the one that we're in now, about 160, 150. Yeah. And you just cannot get properties for that these days. And that's what I'm trying to say, that the cost of living is just, it's exploding right now. It's through the roof. How on earth can we expect a single person with an average wage of 23,400 in her chosen profession, that's 101,620 per month, to be able to do all of that on paper, and then she's got a student loan on top, mobile phone, which we'll probably continue paying because that's the kind of parents we are, and she's expected to survive on that. I mean, that's not giving her any room for like buying a piece of furniture, a roll of wallpaper, a tin of paint, a brush to put it on the wall. She's not going to get a holiday out of that, and she would just be working and paying that, and that's being generous as to that they don't whack the gas up and the electricity up again, because if they start doing that and the price of food starts to go up again, she's not even going to have 220 left over. As I said, the student loan's got to come out of that as well. So suddenly she's going to be running at a deficit, and she hasn't got a credit card, and that deficit's just going to get wider and wider and wider. So until financially she's saved up a whacking great big deposit for a house, and the housing prices settle down, and food prices settle down, and gas and electric settles down, and interest rates come down, there is literally no way this young lady can leave home and start her life. It is going to be safer for her to stay at home, where she has a room, and she can live here and survive and be warm, be fed, have clean clothes, have the chance of an opportunity of a holiday while she's still saving for a house, right? It's not a failure to launch with our children. We cannot launch our children into a bear pit like that. What kind of parents would we be if we said, you're on your own, good luck? No. You cannot, in good conscience, launch your children out into the world when that is what is facing them. The instability of the financial situation is so severe right now that there is no way on God's green earth a parent could launch their child out into the world with that facing them. There is no room for error. There is no room for them to be able to breathe comfortably. How can they launch their lives if the financial situation is spiraling out of control? There is nowhere for them to plan. There is nowhere on that piece of paper that I have given that can give error margin, something goes wrong margin. There is nothing that I could trim the fat as best as I can, and I'm just working within figures that are normal figures as of January 2025. And my husband and I would discuss this together, and in God's conscience, we can not let our children suffer like that. It's far safer. Stay at home for as long as you need to, my darlings, and save, and give yourselves a cushion, a chance, the ability to be able to protect yourselves. You know, that's what we're offering as parents, is protection against, I would say, the injustices of the financial system at the moment, because there's no stability. There's no stability in gas, electric, water, food, mortgages, interest rates. Everything's going up, 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 including our blood pressure, probably. Good job we got life insurance, isn't it? The kids would be really sunk if we went and showed up to the hilt. Dear government, you have to do something. Stop blaming Generation Z, whatever you want to call them, my children's generation. Stop blaming them for not being able to afford a house and being able to start their lives. It's not their fault. If you don't get a grip on the finances, that this country is spiraling, we are spiraling now. If you do not get a grip on that and start getting things under control, you're going to be the reason why our children have got the failure to launch, because we can't launch them into this, because this is a level of cruelty. We didn't have this when we were getting going. We didn't have this instability. It was stable when we went and moved out into the world and started our families. You're not even giving these kids a chance. What you're doing is you're basically cutting them off at the knee and then telling them to walk. How is that possible? Think about it. Anyway, on that happy note, everybody, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with my calculations? Do you think I've missed something out? Have I alerted you to the problem that the United Kingdom is facing? I don't know, but I'd love to hear what you have to say. You might think it's a load of twabble. You might tell me to go away. Some people are very rude and tell me to go do stuff while I'm going away. So we delete those. Yeah, because there's no need to be naughty when you're sending a response, a message. Okay? Take a leaf out of Bill and Ted's book. Be excellent to everyone. Yeah? So if you like what I do, you can give me a thumbs up. If you really like what I do, you can always give me a follow and come back, because I don't just discuss finances. Oh, by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. So, this is just my homework that I've been up to. Yeah. But if you like what I do, you can always give me a follow. I normally do books. I normally do horror and end of the world and dystopian and lots and lots of good things. But I will get back into that. But this was really bugging me last night. And you know what it's like when something bugs you and you've got to get it out of your system. Well, got it out of my system. So there. Anyway, take care, everybody. I am going to have a jelly baby. So take care, and I'll see you soon.